Shalom, Mashbuka. I pray everyone's doing well. This is the purge. We know all too well what this purge means. We know this purge is coming. There's something, we need to understand when it comes to the purge, exactly what it means. We need to know exactly what it means, what we have to do, and what the Most High is going to do. So we have a part to play, and the Most High has a part to play. Just like with Noah, the Most High commanded him to build the ship. He had to do his part. Most High gave the command. Noah did his part. They understood we're supposed to work together with the Most High. And when we work together with him, this is for our own good. The Purge. We know they made a movie, The Purge, and this is something that they would love to see. They would love to see the people kill each other. They want nothing more than to see the people kill each other. This is the purge. What does the purge mean? The first definition, rid someone. You rid someone, get rid of an unwanted feeling, memory, or condition. If you're in a certain situation, it's not good, it's not pleasing to the Most High, you should rid yourself of this. This is purging yourself. Things you're doing, things you don't need to be doing in your life, you need to purge yourself of it, get rid of it. And then the second part of it is two parts here. Something we can do and something the Most High is going to do. Physically remove something completely. And this is what he's going to do. The noun, an abrupt or violent removal. We know of a group of people. We know the Most High is going to, 2/3 of us will be cut off in the wilderness. I hear and see people sadly teaching 2/3 being cut off in the world, and that's not what Scripture says. 2/3 will be cut off in the wilderness. He's going to bring the third through, and the third will make it. The synonyms, removal. Once again, this violent removal is the Most High going to remove people with death. It's going to be a violent removal. Expulsion, ejection, expulsion, eviction, clearance. He's going to evict these people from the wilderness. He's going to clear out the rebels in the wilderness. Clear out, discharge, dismissal. He's going to say, okay, you made it into the wilderness. You thought it was about you. You're dismissed now. It's not about you. Sacking, disposition, eradication. He's going to uproot them from their roots. First scripture. This is Psalm 51:7. Purge me. See, we should be asking the Most High to purge us. Purge us with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Let me show you this hyssop here, because we got away from our forefathers, the things that they did. They used the hyssop for cleansing. This was a cleansing. This is hyssop. You're looking at hyssop, and of course there's oils for this, but this was used for cleansing, for cleaning. This is a herb. He put the herbs in the earth for us, our bodies, for the health, for the healing of our bodies. But a lot of the herbs that's in the earth today are poison. Psalm 65:3. Iniquities prevail against me. We have iniquities today that prevails against us. As for our transgression, you shall purge them away. It's the Most High that purges away our transgression. We need him to purge away our transgression. We have to acknowledge our transgression. Psalm 79:9. Help us. See, we need him. We need him. We need his help. We don't need to be fighting and arguing with each other. We need him. We need his help in these times, in these days we're living in. Help us, O Yahuwah, of our salvation, for the splendor of your name. When he help us, we can proclaim his name. But when we need to be, we can't proclaim his name. And deliver us and purge away our iniquities for your name's sake. So when he purge away our iniquities, we can proclaim his name in truth and in righteousness to Gui, the way it is meant for us to be. Okay, Malachi 3:3. He will sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver. He will purify the sons of Louis. Now, this is something, your pastors in the churches, they can't go through this because they think that this part is not needed anymore. But we see in Malachi here, we see a future prophecy that have yet taken place. And we see in Ezekiel that Louis will perform the duty and the service that he did of old. So he's going to purify the sons of Louis for what? And purge them? They need to be purged. Louis today in the earth is filled with iniquity, dirty, foul, abominable. This is Louis today. And Louis has to be purged and cleansed. Purge them as gold and silver that they, why? And I brought this out before, that they may offer to Yahuwah an offering of righteousness. See, that continues. It continues. Not only Louis has to be purged, the altar has to be purged. Ezekiel 43:26, 7 days shall they purge the altar and purify it, that they shall consecrate themselves. So this purification process, this purging process, getting rid of those things, getting rid of the abominable things, we have to be purged. Louis has to be purged. The altar, the Kadash things has to be purged. These things have to be purged. Now, we're going to see here in 2 Chronicles 34, I'm going to read 1 through 7. We see Mashiach, Yahshua, this is the king here, was 8 years old when he became king. And he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the sight of Yahuwah and walked in the ways of his father David. So he did what was right, walking in the ways of the Most High. He did not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. For in the 8th year of his reign, while he was still young, listen up, young people, you teenagers, you see, you should walk in the ways of the Most High regardless of what anyone says. You walk, I don't care how old you are, you walk in the ways of the Most High, he will be with you and for you and show you things you never thought would be possible. He will show you out of situations where you see no way out. You can see better than adults because your mind is not as polluted as adults. We adults, people my age that have age on them, we've been through much more iniquities, much more sin, much more abomination. We committed many, and it pushed us further away from him. What I'm trying to say is, young people, you are closer to the Most High than your parents. You're more pure than your parents. But remember, there's some things you have to purge yourself of. You've been watching that television. There's some things that's in you that you have to be purged of. So while he was still young, he began to seek Yahuwah of his father David. And in the 12th year, he began to purge Yehuda. So he began, as a youngster, he began to purge Yehuda and Jerusalem. Now, this is something in the physical going on here. He's purged Yehuda and Jerusalem of the high places, the wooden images, the carved images, the molded images. Look at this, these wicked things. He got rid of them. Let's see what he did to them. They broke down the altars of Baals in his presence, and the incense altars which were above them he cut down, and the wooden images, the carved images, molded images, he broke in pieces. You see what he's doing? This is a purging process. This is what you have to do in your life. Get rid of those things. Get rid of those things that the Most High is not pleased with. You don't know what things he's not pleased with? All you have to do is ask him, what do I have you're not pleased with? What am I doing you are not pleased with? And be open to what he has to tell you. And he made dust of them and scattered it on the graves of those who had sacrificed to them. He scattered them over the graves of those that sacrificed to them, made those offerings to those things. He also buried the bones of the priests on the altars and cleansed Yehuda and Jerusalem. And so he did in the cities of Manasseh, Ephraim, Simeon, Naphtali, and all around with axes. He broke down these high places. He broke down these idols. He cleansed. This is the purge. There was a purging going on here. When he had broken down the altars of the wooden images, had beaten the carved images into powder. He beat them into powder. You could no longer tell what was it. And cut down all the incense altars throughout all the land of Yasharal. He returned to Jerusalem. This is how we get rid of things in our life that the Most High is not pleased with. Now, we're coming to the part where he's going to purge us. Ezekiel 20, 33 through 38. As I live, says Yahuwah, surely with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm and with fury poured out, I will rule over you. I will bring you out from the people, and we don't understand this order. I've proclaimed it. I've brought this out. I will bring you out from the people and gather you out of the countries. Make sure you understand when he do this, as Baruch says, by the word, by his word. He sent a command and the people do. This is how it happens. I will bring them out of the people and gather you out of the countries where you are scattered, with a mighty hand, with an outstretched arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people. Trip number 1. You come from the countries into the wilderness. Trip number 1. We are going, many of our people are going directly into the land, and that is backwards. So I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there I will plead my case with you face to face. Here is the meeting on the mountain, face to face, just as I pleaded my case with your fathers in the wilderness of the land Egypt. Listen at this. Here's your clue. Just as I pleaded my case with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, our people are skipping the wilderness of the land of Egypt. We cannot skip the wilderness of the land of Egypt. When we skip this, we're going to miss some purging. We're going to miss some cleansing that has to take place. And somehow people, they are in the land of Yasharal, and they don't even know it. So I will plead my case with you, says Yahuwah. I will make you pass under the rod. See, we're going under the rod. We're going under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. I will purge the rebels from among you. He's going to remove these rebels. He's going to kill these rebels. Remember, this is a violent removal. He says, I will purge the rebels among you, and those who transgress against me, I will bring them out of the country where they dwell, but they shall not enter the land of Yasharal. Here are people going straight into the land of Yasharal on their own. And, those people by default automatically cut themselves off because they refuse to heed the words of the Most High. Then you will know that I am Yahuwah. So those people that run over there, they're going to miss this cleansing process. They're going to miss the wilderness of Egypt. They're going to miss these things, and by default, they will be cut off. We see the Most High. We see clearly what his word is saying. So all we have to do is follow his word. It's sad to say, them 2/3, the majority are being cut off. We're being cut off because of the iniquity, because we refuse to listen. Remember, we are the stiff-necked people. We are the stiff-necked people that the scriptures is talking about, and we refuse to obey the voice of the Most High. Prepare yourself for this purge. We know this purge is of the Most High. It is coming, but we can begin to purge ourselves so that we don't be cut off. Shalom.